Once upon a time, nestled in a valley painted green by endless meadows and dotted with fluffy white sheep, lived a cow named Daisy. Now, Daisy wasn't just any cow. While her sisters were content with chewing cud and swishing their tails, Daisy had a secret, a dream that bubbled inside her like a fresh spring. Daisy wanted to sing. Not just moo, mind you. Anyone can moo. Daisy wanted to sing. She wanted her voice to soar like the larks at sunrise, to rumble with the power of a summer thunderstorm, and to be as sweet as the clover she loved to eat. Every morning, when Farmer McGregor came to milk them, the barn would fill with a chorus of contented moo. But Daisy would try to add a little something extra. She'd start with a low, rumbling moo, and then try to lift it to give it melody, to make it dance in the air. The result, well, it was less of a song and more of a surprised gurgle. The other cows would stop their chewing and stare. "What's wrong with Daisy?" they'd whisper. "Indigestion." Daisy would just lower her head, her big brown eyes filled with a little bit of sadness. They just didn't understand. She wasn't sick. She was practicing. She listened to everything for inspiration. She'd listen to the chirping of the crickets at dusk, trying to mimic their rhythmic beat. She'd listen to the whistling wind as it swept through the old oak tree, trying to capture its haunting melody. She'd even listen to Farmer McGregor humming off-key as he worked, thinking, "Well, if he can do it, surely I can." One afternoon, she decided to get serious. She found a secluded spot by the babbling brook, a place where only the dragonflies and the little fish would be her audience. She took a deep breath, filling her big cow lungs, and let out the most ambitious note she had ever attempted. It started as a moo, twisted into a groan, and ended in something that sounded a lot like a rusty gate hinge. A frog that had been sunning itself on a lily pad jumped into the water in fright. Daisy sighed. This was harder than she thought. Days turned into weeks. Daisy's moos became more and more creative. Sometimes they were high-pitched squeaks. Other times they were long, drawn-out bellows that made the chickens scatter. She became known as the odd cow, the one who made funny noises. The other cows kept their distance, shaking their heads. "Just be a cow, Daisy," her older sister, Buttercup, would say. "Eat grass, make milk, it's a good life. Why do you need to sing?" But Daisy couldn't explain it. It wasn't about needing to. It was about wanting too. The music was inside her, a song that her heart knew, even if her voice couldn't find it yet. Her dream felt a bit lonely, like a single flower in a vast field of grass. One evening, as the sun was setting the sky on fire with shades of orange and pink, a traveling musician named Leo was walking along the path near the pasture. He was on his way to the village festival, his old guitar slung over his back. He was feeling a little down, as his last performance hadn't gone so well. He sat down by the fence, took out his guitar, and began to play a soft, melancholic tune. From her spot in the field, Daisy heard it. It was the most beautiful sound she had ever heard. It wasn't the wind, or the birds, or the crickets. It was a story told without words. Without thinking, she ambled over to the fence, her big eyes fixed on Leo and his guitar. Leo looked up and saw the curious cow. He smiled. "Hello there. Do you like my music?" Forgetting her shyness, Daisy opened her mouth and let out a soft, low moo. It wasn't a squeak or a groan. It was a gentle, questioning sound, full of longing. Leo chuckled. He played a low note on his guitar. "Like this." Daisy responded with another moo, trying to match the note. It was a little off, but it was close. Leo's eyes lit up. He played another note, a little higher. Daisy tried again, her voice straining but reaching for it. A strange and wonderful duet began. Leo would play a short melody, and Daisy would do her best to sing it back. Her moves were clumsy, but they were full of passion and effort. For the first time, someone wasn't laughing at her. Someone was listening. Someone was playing asterisk with asterisk her. The other cows, drawn by the unusual sound, gathered at a distance, their chewing slow and deliberate as they watched the odd scene. Farmer McGregor, on his porch, lowered his newspaper. "Well, I'll be," he muttered. For nearly an hour, they played. Leo's fingers danced on the strings, and Daisy's heart sang out through her moves. She learned that by changing the shape of her mouth, she could change the sound. By pushing more air, she could make it louder. She wasn't singing like a lark, no. She was singing like a cow, but it was asterisk, her asterisk song. Finally, as the last light faded, Leo stood up. "I have to go, my friend," he said, gently patting Daisy's head. "But you have a beautiful voice. Don't ever let anyone tell you otherwise. You just needed to find your own song." As Leo walked away, a warmth spread through Daisy's chest that had nothing to do with the setting sun. She turned to find the entire herd staring at her, not with confusion, but with a newfound respect. Buttercup blinked her long eyelashes. "That was actually kinda nice, Daisy." From that day on, Daisy didn't stop singing, but she no longer tried to sound like the birds or the wind. She sang her own cow songs. Her moves became melodies that told stories of green grass, warm sun, and cool water. Her voice, once a source of confusion, became the heart of the meadow. The other cows would often gather around her in the evenings, their contented chewing providing a gentle rhythm to her unique tune. Daisy the cow never sang at a grand concert hall, and she never became famous beyond her little green valley. But she was happy, because she had learned the most important lesson of all. It doesn't matter what your voice sounds like, as long as you sing from the heart. She found her voice not by trying to be something she wasn't, but by embracing exactly who she was. A cow who loved to sing. And sometimes, if you listen very, very closely on a quiet country evening, you might just hear a melody drifting on the breeze. A melody that sounds a lot like a happy mood. Thank you so much for joining us for this story. If you enjoyed Daisy's journey, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more tales that warm the heart. We'll see you next time!